Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 2435, paths in matrix whose sum is divisible by k. This is hard, so first we are solving this visually and then with code. We are given a grid and an integer k, so let's say that this is the grid, k is free, and our job is to return the number of paths from top left to bottom right where the sum of the elements in the path is divisible by k. And we need to return this modulo 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. So if we take this path, here the sum of the elements is 18. 18 module k, meaning 3, is 0. And this 0 means that 18 is divisible by 3. So here we have one valid path. If we take this path instead, the sum of the elements here is 15, and this module 3 is 0. This means that this is divisible by 3, meaning this is a valid path, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we return 2. Given this input, these are the two only valid paths. Now let's see what's happening here. We start from top left corner, and we can decide to move either right or down. From here, from this cell, we can move either right or down, and so on. So here you can see how from one cell we have two choices, and if we pick this cell, now we have more choices, and so on. So we can build a decision tree, and we can store the result of subproblems every time and use these results for next subproblems. Okay, this is the definition of dynamic programming. So here we are using a triple nested DP grid. We are storing in every cell an array of size k, and we are choosing size k because these are the possible reminders if we divide any number by 3. If we do some number module 3, the possible results are 0, 1, or 2. Similarly, if we do some number module 4, for example, the possible results are 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the amount of possible results is given by this number, in this case by k. Okay, 3 in this case. So that's why we are using an array of size k inside each of these cells. So this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. And each of these values represents the number of paths where the current sum, meaning the accumulated sum up to this cell module k, is equal to the current index. So first we are standing here in top left corner. What is the accumulated sum at this point? Well, it's just 5, and 5 module k is 2. This means that here at index 2 we need to add one valid path. This is 1. This means that we have one valid path for the accumulated sum up to this point module k. Now we are standing here and we want to store in this cell the accumulated effect up to this point, meaning we want to store all of these plus this here. And how can we do this? Well, if we take some previous reminder and add the current value to and do this module k, meaning 3, this will give us the new reminder, the current reminder for this array. Now we want to store in each of these positions the corresponding positions from this array in the previous cell. Now the question is, how can we access each corresponding position? Well, if we solve this for p, meaning the previous reminder, we get p is equal to r minus 2 module 3. And now we can try every possible r. And remember that given that k is 3, we only have 3 options here. R could be either 0, 1, or 2. So let's say that we start with 0. if we use this formula and we do 0 minus 2 module 3, this is minus 2 module 3, meaning 1. This means that we can go to this cell at index 1, meaning here, and add this to the current array, meaning this cell, the current array, at index R0. Okay, so here we are adding this. 0 plus 0 is 0, so we leave 0 here and continue. Now if we try 1, we do 1 minus 2 module 3, and this is minus 1 module 3, meaning 2. Meaning we can go to the previous cell at index 2, meaning here, and add this to the current remainder here. And 0 plus 1 is 1. Now if we try an R of 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, module 3 is 0. So we go to the previous cell at index 0 and add this to index 2 of the current array. Here we add 0, so this stays at 0. And this makes sense because if we take the previous value plus the current value, this is 7. And 7 module 3 is 1. And it makes sense that in this array at index 1, we have one path. If we do the same here, we are adding the accumulated effect of all of these in this big cell, and we get this array. If we do the same here, we are adding the accumulated effect from this cell to this cell, and we get this array. And now let's say that we are here. This is where all makes sense. We need to store here the accumulated effect up to this point considering this cell. So we need to take the information from this cell and the information from this cell. So we are using this for each of these. So first we start with a remainder of 0. And 0 minus the current number, 0, module 3 is 0. This means we can go here at index 0 and here at index 0 and add these two numbers to the current cell and the current array at index R, index 0. And 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0, so we continue. Now we try the next R, which is 1, and if we do 1 minus 0 module 3, this is 1. So we go to this cell and this array at index 1, and this cell, this array at index 1. So we need to store in this cell and this array at index 1 this number, 1. So here we put 1. Finally, we need to try an R of 2. And 2 minus 0 module 3 is 2. So we need to go to this cell, this array at index 2, and this cell, this array at index 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. So we need to add 1 to the current array at 2. Here we add 1. And this makes sense because if we take this path, we have a total sum of 8. And if we do this module 3, we get 2. And in this array at index 2, we have a 1. So this is fine. If we take this path instead, we have a total sum of 7, and this module 3 is 1. And in this array at index 1, we have a 1. Okay, so this makes sense. Let's do one more just to make this clear. Now we are standing here and we do the same. We are trying every possible R, so we start from 0. And 0 minus the current value, 5. This is minus 5 module 3. This is 1, and we are always taking information from left and top. This is because we are always moving either right or down, okay? So we take information from these two cells, we go to the corresponding arrays at index 1, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So in the current array at index 0, we need to add 1. Now we're trying an R of 1, so we do 1 minus the current number, 5 module 3, and this is minus 4 module 3, meaning 2. So we go to these two cells, to these two arrays at index 2, and do 1 plus 1, and add this to the current array here at index 1. So here we put 2. Finally, we are trying an R of 2, and 2 minus 5 is minus 3, module 3 is 0. So we go here at 0, and add this to the current index. So here we add 0, this stays as it is. And this also makes sense. If we take this path, the sum of every element here is 16. 16 module 3 is 1, so we have 1, 1 up to this point. If we take this path instead, the sum is 12, and 12 module 3 is 0. And if we take this path, we get a sum of 13, and 13 module 3 is 1. So we have 2 1s and 1 0, okay? Next we are here, we take the accumulated information from this cell and we get this array. Next here we take the accumulated information from these two cells and get this array. Finally here we take the information from these two cells and get this final array. So now this is the final DP grid, and you tell me where is the number of paths from top left corner to bottom right corner where the sum of the elements in the path is divisible by k. Remember that if we take some number modulo k and this is 0, this means that this number is divisible by k. So we need to go to the last cell at this index, index 0. And here we have a 2, so finally we return 2. So with all of this in mind, now let's go with the code. First, we need to store the mod value. This is 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. N is the length of grid. M is the length of grid 0. Now we need to build the DP grid, and this is a triple nested array. We are building this from the inside to the outside, so we have an array with 0 times k. We want this for every index in range m, and we want all of this for every index in range n. Here we use another array, and just to be clear, dpij_r is the number of paths where the sum modulo k is equal to some possible remainder. And initially dp 0 0, and the index for the remainder is the first value in the grid 0 0 module k. This is initially 1. Remember the approach. Now for I in range n, for j in range m, first we say if I0 and j0, we just continue. Why? Well, because we already have this value here. Now else we can iterate every possible remainder. So for every r in range k, the previous remainder will be our small formula, r minus with I j module k. And now we're checking if I is equal to 0, meaning we are standing at row number 0. Here we do dp I j r plus equal dp I j minus 1 and the previous remainder. Now If j is 0, meaning we are standing at column number 0, dpi_r plus equal dpi minus 1 j and the previous reminder. Now, if we are standing somewhere else, we say dpi_r plus equal dpi minus 1 j previous, sorry, this is previous, plus dpi j minus 1 previous, and we need to mod this. This is module the required value. Finally, we need to return dp at the last cell and 0 for the array of reminders. So this is the entire code. I think this is right. Now let's submit this. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here, time and space complexity will be big O of n times m times k. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.